We are two serial change makers and ideas people, Anna and Doug Balfour. We felt we didn't belong to the evangelical church that we were part of anymore, so we set off on a journey to find the sun. We moved south, and also to find a new faith community to call home. Not so easy. But we realised we weren't the only ones. There was Sarah, Chris, Steve. A lot of our friends and mentors and influencers, an increasing number of people who are in this post-evangelical space. They left or were leaving institutional church. It was and it is really painful, really hard. And the theme that kept coming up was lonely or on my own now. And there was relief when they read or heard someone else's story that echoed their own. So we decided to focus a little bit of our time on doing something about this.
So Brian Mclaren is one guy who's written and spoken on the subject of post-evangelicalism. So on an even further journey south, we met up with him and we asked him the question, what's happening about community and gathering for all these type of people like us? And he said, well, not a lot. But maybe there's more going on out there. So I'll give you some connections and I'll give you some network people that I have, and you can find out what's going on out there. So we made a lot of calls to people all over the US, and we did some digging around, including in the UK, and we came across one great idea already happening to some degree in our own home country.
England.
The idea is that with a minimum amount of effort and cost, we could put people looking for community, the exiles, as David Gushee calls them, in touch with one another, just by people giving their zip code to a central place and then receiving information from others who want to connect from the same or nearby zip code. The big question, however, is,
how would people hear about this zip code community opportunity? So it seems to us that these exiles currently find resources, ideas and help from similar sources. Podcasters, influencers, speakers, writers, the Brian Mclarens, Pete Innes's, Jan Hatmakers, Father Richard Rohr, Rob Bell, to name just a few. So we thought that perhaps these influencers would be willing to put on their websites a small notice. For example, if you want real as well as a virtual community of people in a similar place to you, just send your zip code, your name and email address to this website, and you will receive an email if there are others in your zip code who want to connect.
so how would this work? Well, behind the scenes, there's a clearinghouse, an app, a software program that would do the back office work, receive the email and connect them with others, a bit like connecting the dots of the exiles. This all needs, though, a light touch. If there's any commonality among people that have left organized church, it's that they're a little scared of anything heavy, anything institutional, anything that feels like power play, not to mention a duty rota. At a later point, you could add resources to the website and practical suggestions, ideas for facilitating a group, for example, stories about how others began and sustained their groups. But at this point, it is just about giving people the opportunity to connect. And then it's up to them.
Yeah. So what's our ask? Well,
we're not the people to do this.
So we need somebody to take this project forward. Feedback to date is that people think it's a brilliant idea. We've done the research, we've connected to some influencers, come up with a doable plan.
So our hope is to find someone to run with this and experiment.
Yeah.
So, for example, to connect with a few of the podcasters, the writers, the speakers, to do a trial. Maybe this opportunity is for you.
Thank
you very much.